But then the one thing, the one ethic which I live on and work on is serve, love, and give. So, from the age of 2, I've been going to Bihar School of Yoga Ashram, and I'm Mantra Dikshit from Swami Niranjananand Saraswati ji, who's Paramans Padma Bhushan awarded. And he also believed in serve, love, and give, and that's how I got that ethic.
Hello guys, welcome back to another mind-blowing episode of the Thakkar show. One of the premium episode of 2022, I bet. So we have here Prasiddhi Singh, who is founder of Prasiddhi Forest Foundation. She's an 8-year-old environmentalist. She has also been awarded with Prime Minister National Child Award in 2021. She has also awarded by India Book of Records 2020 as youngest fruit forest creator. She is on a mission to plant 1 lakh trees in coming years, and she has already planted 16,000 trees and created 15 fruit forests in Tamil Nadu. And she is doing a lot more work to fulfill her dream, and we wish that she fulfills it as soon as possible. So it's an honor and pleasure to have you on the show, Prasiddhi.
You're welcome. Oh, just one thing, I'm 9 now recently.
Many congratulations. So how has this journey begun? Like mostly when we interact with people when they start their journey, it's mostly based on either some incident or some statement which maybe elders have taught us, or maybe we have heard from somewhere. So what has been that turning point from where you think that this is where I can say this is where I can say from here my journey began?
Well, from a very long time, from a very young age, like from always, I've been a nature lover, and I've had an unconditional bond with nature, which always made me have the association with the environment. So trees, bees, and seals. Trees taught me never to give up because whenever we cut the trees down, they again try to grow. The bees taught me how to collaborate because either it is because when the bees pollinate with the flower and the flower gives nectar to the bee, they collaborate with one another. And seas taught me how to celebrate because either it is low tide or high tide, they're always celebrating with their waves. And this was a wonderful feeling which I had, and I had that thing that, yeah, definitely I'll do something for nature moving forward. But then in 2016, when Vada cyclone hit the shore of Tamil Nadu, I felt so gloomed and doomed that I'm not able to do anything. And I'm not able to support my three friends who've been my pillars from a long time. And that's when I decided to take a step forward. So I started participating in several plantation drives for about 2 good years. And the year two and in the year 2018, I took my own mission of planting 1 lakh trees and launched Prasiddhi Forest Foundation. Successfully, in 2020, this became a registered NGO and is ATG certified. So
Wow.
this is how my journey has been, and I really look forward to several other successes as well.
In this young age when we begin any journey, there's obviously a lot more involvement and engagement with parents. So what is that engagement with parents which helped you putting this step forward?
Well, definitely, my parents have always been a very powerful, main backbone of my entire journey. Because either it's going anywhere, going 60 or 80 kilometers far for plantations, my father has to take out time. But then, so definitely that's supported me so much and inspired me. But they always wanted me to solve my own problems. So because when I took the mission of planting 1 lakh trees, they didn't say no. This is such a big number. They told me okay, and then they put up questions in front of me that how will you plant, where will you plant, what will you plant, and then with my own theories and whatever I learned, I went back to them and responded. So I really like that thing of me taking my own challenge and then solving it.
So can you just tell us one incident where like you faced a problem and your parents said that you've made you are responsible for solving this. So bring up with some solution.
Well, the example I just gave you right now. When I took the mission of planting 1 lakh trees, they told me that, okay, where will you plant? What will you plant? And what will its support mean? Why will someone want to agree to give you land to do that?
Hmm.
So I took a little while and then I came back to them. I told that I'll plant in government schools because over there I can spread awareness and make the students aware. And secondly, the students will also take care of the plants when they understand the real values of trees. And second, I told that, okay, what will you plant was that I'll plant native fruit trees because native trees have a stronger connection with the soil and can survive in harsh conditions as well because they are native to that location. And I'll plant fruit trees so that they can support and enhance biodiversity. So that's why I'll plant trees because have you ever seen any birds or squirrels swiping their credit card in the grocery store for fruits? No, right? Their biggest food source are trees and habitats are also food source are fruit trees and habitats are trees. That's why.
True, 100%. Prasiddhi, after talking to many people on this podcast, I've seen that they have a certain kind of ethics, morals, set of rules when they say like, how will I proceed further with what I think or what I perceive. When they began, they have a good set of rules, they have good set of ethics, and during the journey, the things changes. Like maybe you change that. Okay, no, this is making me a lot more uncomfortable. Let me change this rule of my organization so that I can be more comfortable with functioning of it. So how have you been able to or what's your journey in terms of how your ethics have been and evolved uh, with this organization?
Well, currently I haven't put any restrictions or particular things that no, I have to do this and then like this because as I go forward, definitely these restrictions have to come because when my team will increase for other people, I'll have to create those ethics. But then right now, I didn't want to restrict myself because I'm at a very, you know, mm, I'm on a very normal level. I'm at the beginning of it. I haven't even scratched the surface. So I'm still learning, and then I still have to gain a lot of experience to create these rules. But then the one thing, the one ethic which I live on and work on is serve, love, and give. So, from the age of 2, I've been going to Bihar School of Yoga Ashram, and I'm Mantra Dikshit from Swami Niranjananand Saraswati ji, who's Paramans Padma Bhushan awarded. And he also believed in serve, love, and give. And that's how I got that ethic. Because I believe that until and unless you cannot achieve that, you cannot give. So giving someone is a step after achieving something. And that's how I
Hmm.
want to serve the environment, love nature, and give back to Mother Earth and give back to
Hmm.
whatever good she has done to us.
So
That's
how
what I
have you
believe.
applied that in your organization?
Applied that? Well, I've always tried to serve nature by planting trees and being more socially conscious, being sustainable. And then, of course, I love nature a lot. That's why I started doing this. And I always want to give back to nature because when I saw that there is so much happening in the world and there is a need of me to do something because the murmur of discontent of Mother Earth is clearly audible in our ears. And so it is necessary because Amazon, Australian, Californian forests and are dying and then they are being burned or destroyed. So it is necessary for me to give back. So actually my entire process of becoming and doing something for the planet is totally based on self love and care.
Hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. And like, how has this COVID been affecting your journey? Like, we've recently had a talk on this, and you said that you found a solution of it as digital planting, digital trees. So just tell us about that as well.
So definitely, COVID actually introduced me to an entirely different world because I always was into planting trees and then doing it, and I'm still in that only, and I keep moving forward. But then I saw that I can tell other people about it and inspire them as well to do something like this.
Hmm.
So I went to online and then I started connecting with people, spreading awareness, and I've took 200 plus awareness sessions and workshops. So over there, I saw that there are people who want to do something and then they want to achieve it. But they, like for example, they want to plant a tree but don't know how, where, don't have land. So that's why I introduced the initiative took by Prasiddhi Forest Foundation, Digital Plantation, where
Hmm.
all you have to do is quickly go on Prasiddhi Forest www.prasidhiforest.org, my website. Then you can click the plant a tree option, quickly log in. Then you can place very minimal amount of the sapling. You can add it to your tree wallet, and after that, whenever there is any special occasion or there is any marriage or some festival, you can even share this wonderful feeling by gifting the tree. So you have to fill the details of that person, its name, email ID, and WhatsApp number. And anywhere, this gives you the freedom that anywhere and at any time in India, you can plant trees online and gift it as
Hmm.
well. Through which the person who you're gifting will receive a tree certificate on their WhatsApp and email ID. I think this is a wonderful solution through which you can spread joy as well. On that wonderful memorable moment, you will be very happy that you are taking a sustainable step forward, a step towards Mother Earth. I think it's a
Hmm.
wonderful solution, and that's why I've created it. So you can go on www.prasidhiforest.org and you can plant trees online right now.
True, beautiful. It's like gifting a life to another person.
Gifting a
So,
life to a tree and celebrating its joy.
yeah, true, 100%. So, where do you see Prasiddhi Forest Foundation in next 5, 10 years?
In the next decade, so right now, Prasiddhi Forest Foundation's mission is to plant 1 lakh trees by the year 2022. And then by the year 2025, we want to take G3 across every school in India. So
Hmm.
over here, what will happen is that G3 comprises of three Gs: generate your own oxygen, grow your own food, and give to community. This
Hmm.
comprises of two elements. The first element is there are different workshops, online sessions through which you can understand and you can attend them. And the second one is the G3 Eco Kit, where for each G I have provided something. So for
Hmm.
generate your own oxygen, I give you seed balls which you can throw on any protected land and then will grow and generate oxygen. The
Hmm.
second G, grow your own food. I have provided a mini kitchen garden kit with two vegetable seeds and coco peat garden tool, metal pot, and germination pot through which you can plant a vegetable plant and it will grow into a wonderful tree and give you vegetables plant. Then in the third G, which is the creative G, gift to community, I will provide a terracotta pot which you can paint and you can keep grains and water for the birds to come and eat from. So this
Hmm.
is a totally sustainable ecosystem through which you do not have to depend on anyone, and you will not harm the environment also. This is totally sustainable.
True, true, beautiful,
This
beautiful.
will help you adopt the feeling of how you can be sustainable, because when you want to do something, you don't know how to be sustainable at that
Hmm,
moment.
true.
This kid will be like a small friend of yours who will support you in achieving that goal of being sustainable or starting that sustainability journey.
True, true, 100%. So, where did this idea of G3 came into your mind? And how did you started the planning and execution of it?
Planning and execution, it took me about a year to formulate G3, and it's connecting with people, working it all out. And then when you speak about the earlier question of how G3 came in my mind, the reason is okay, I started connecting with people, telling them about it, they understood, got awareness. But then there was one thing that they'd ask me that, okay, how can I be sustainable? So then I introduced digital plantation. So people started planting trees. But then I saw that they also wanted something more sustainable, through which it can, like, it can support them to be sustainable
Hmm,
sitting at their home.
hmm,
So then I introduced G3, through which you can create, be more sustainable, start with it. And in fact, I also proposed this solution to the former Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry, Miss Kiran Bedi ma'am. And she also
wow,
joined me, and under her guidance, I launched G3 Eco Kit and the G3 Eco Curriculum.
wow, beautiful. So, how was that experience of meeting Kiran Bedi ji?
Definitely. Those were 10 minutes of a lot of joy, and I connected with ma'am. I got a lot of insights regarding it also, a lot of learnings. And she was also very happy with it, with the solution which I created.
Nice, very, very good, very
It was
good.
a memorable moment.
For sure, for sure. So, how these experiences and awards, like when you received Prime Minister National Child Award, when you were in India Book of Records, how these awards, what these awards and achievements mean to you personally?
Mean to me personally. Well, whenever I get an award, I always get that feeling of doing more towards the environment, to take one more step forward. And whenever I get an award, an appreciation, I definitely get appreciated and more motivated, but then I feel that there is more responsibility which I need to take
Hmm.
forward, because now more people see that I can bring the change. So I have to increase my change of, doing something for the planet. So, in fact, let's take the example when I got the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar.
Sure.
So I celebrated that joy. Actually, it was about 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning when my parents came to me and told me that you're receiving this award. I was like, is it a dream? Then I pinched myself and I got to know, okay, it's real. Then quickly I went downstairs in my garden, and then I planted a tree and said that I'm celebrating this joy with you and planting several trees just like you. I got this award. You're also going to be a part of my journey. Then the next day, when I went to receive the award, it was such a wonderful moment for me. And over there, our Prime Minister, our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, shared with me the three sankalpas. The first sankalpa is to be regular. So if I have
Hmm.
told that I want to keep planting trees, I must keep planting trees. The second
Hmm.
one is to be on the promise I have made to the nation. So if I have promised to plant 1 lakh trees, I have to plant 1 lakh trees. There is no
Hmm.
step backs. And
True.
the third one is to be humble. So even I say, if you will be humble, you will never stumble.
Wow, nice, nice. It's because humbleness creates a greater foundation for you to stand on the pillar of awards which you have achieved through
Definitely.
your work. Because many times when you receive the awards, you get in the flow that okay, I'm doing this, like when you said no that after receiving your award you felt more responsible, you started doing more work than you did before receiving the award. But what happens is, like for example, if I'm doing work, let's say I'm doing work which can be measured as 100 unit of work per day. After receiving an award, what I think that okay, if 100 per day gives me this award, maybe 100 per day give me might bring me another, so I won't change. But
Yeah,
but
but it should increase to 200
yeah,
per day.
it should increase to 200, 250, 300. But what majority of people does is okay, I'm receiving with 100, let us continue with 100.
Yeah. This is
That's
some learnings I've captured from my experiences till now.
sure. What more or learnings have you captured from your journey?
Serve, love, give these points. Then even there's this saying in Bhagavad Gita that karm karo fal ki chinta mat karo.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
always say that I must keep doing my work, and eventually Mother Earth will start spreading the joy, will start giving fruits to people, and
Hmm.
soon it will turn into a social cause, and people will start seeing the impact. Because
Hmm.
I've seen several people who understand are good, but then people who think that he's planting trees and the trees are not growing yet or they're not able to see an impact, they think that what is she doing? But I think that
Hmm.
I must keep following in whatever I'm doing, and eventually it will definitely make an impact.
True, 100%. Like previously, I was explaining, I was doing some sessions on Bhagavad Gita, and there I went through this saying, and I was explaining, and it went like when we see eventually. Like for example, let me take your example. You are working, you began working. What your parents said to you that it is your problem, your idea. You need to bring out a solution, because when we use the word eventually, how that it arrives from this to this, how eventually the word connects is when you start working, you work fail work fail, but when you grow, fail, you learn, okay, this is wrong, might do this is wrong, might do this. And you know, when mostly in motivational things we say that find your uniqueness. How
Hmm.
would you find your uniqueness? Only when you adapt yourself from failures. If you fail, you that time actually use your brain. Okay, I was copying someone, I failed, now I might use my brain to get out of this problem. Now I'll use my brain to get out of another problem. And after using your brain, after setting the patterns, you eventually become the original self of you, and that's where your uniqueness becomes your identity, and that identity brings you to success.
True, of course. Successful Being successful is not easy. Failures in working is a part of it. My Guruji used to say that if if you'll not be patient, you literally become a patient.
Hmm. True. That's majorly because we get more anxious. I want result right now. I want result right now.
Mhm.
And you know,
That's what
like
happened with us humans, because when we started
hmm,
seeing that we need quicker results, we started creating hybrid trees. And
hmm,
then those hybrid trees would give us, fruits for a little while, but then they'd stop because that power of growing for a longer time, becoming stronger, would not remain further. Whereas in the
hmm,
native trees, they are patient, they grow beautifully, and then once they grow strong, there is no stops. They keep
hmm,
growing, keep giving you fruits on a weekly basis, and then it becomes a wonderful process. But you must be patient for that moment.
hmm. True, 100%. And like when we see this technology, that's this technology also tells us the inherentness of humans wanting everything right now.
Yeah.
And
Well,
yeah, I continue.
I just wanted to ask a question from you
Sure,
that
sure.
um In basic words, what is technology to you? Okay, what is technology to you in basic words? Yes.
Technology technology in basic word, if I say, it is a tool to get more output in less time.
Yeah, sure. An application which helps you solve problem and make your life comfortable quicker. Well,
True.
I want to give you an example that
Mm-hmm.
where did we learn? This is a very basic one. Birds taught us how to fly, beavers taught us how to create dams, tiny termites taught us how to create wonderful architectures.
Hmm.
And there are several examples. Then right now we have WWW, which is
Hmm.
World Wide Web, created by Tim Berners-Lee. But then trees also created their own www
Hmm.
370 million years ago when they took birth on this planet, which is World Wide Web, through which through trees and roots they are able to connect, contact, and trade and reward with one another secretly.
Wow.
So this is there. Now one more question, okay?
Sure,
If
sure.
you keep a seed on your palm, will it grow?
No.
Hmm. The reason is that it can sense whether it is your palm or if it is the soil. So it knows which what it is. So it can sense that. Then it also has the sense of direction that it knows the shoots have to grow up and the roots have to grow down. They have a sense of direction and atmosphere. And okay, these are something which have already happened, sensors, IoT, all this stuff. But then there is
Hmm.
this thing that we want to create these automatic vehicles. But and
Hmm.
over here we're still not able to achieve in the safety area. But
True.
then nature has already achieved it. Where? Because if you see a herd of ants coming from the sorry, a colony of ants coming from this way and another colony of ants coming from another way, they don't clash or bang into each other. The reason
True.
is there is this pheromone network through which non-verbally, with their mind, they can connect to the chemical change and then they can connect with each other.
Hmm.
So there are
True.
so many different examples from which us humans got inspired from nature.
True, true, 100%. And with this inspiration, I think yesterday I was having a conversation with one of my friend when we were talking about, we were talking about the laws and all such kind of stuff. And there's somewhere it came out to like, how do we inherit a certain kind of behavior from nature? How do we inherit different patterns from nature? And there it came that there's a very small difference between nature and humans, and that's why we see we mostly
Nature and
perceive,
humans are actually not different.
no, nature
Human,
in the sense, uh, other species than humans. There's a
we start taking ourselves as a social animal. Nature is also an animal only, species only.
yeah, a different
I think.
species, as in
Yeah, different
one of the
species,
major,
correctly.
yeah, one of the major differences that we started off thinking that okay, we are something superior, we can unwind the power of nature, but whatever has inspired us in terms of um, in terms of our current lifestyle, in terms of our technology, has majorly been inspired from nature. Like you said, we inspired transport, we inspired internet through uh, through the interconnection of trees and their roots. We got we got inspired of sensors through by understanding seeds. We inspired different kinds of communicative skills in terms of like wireless or whatever by observing what tiny little species have done in their own community. And still we perceive that we are indifferent, or there's a big imaginary wall in between us and so-called natural everything else.
Yeah. Well, coming back to the question where we were, I think that in the next 10 years, definitely this all we are achieving to do. But then our main goal to do something is that we all aspire to render strategic solutions for helping businesses and organizations to achieve their climate ambitions. And our objective is to, rehabilitate the earth to a low carbon and climate resilient global economy. And so we at Prasiddhi Forest Foundation wish to continue to work for the planet to produce positive outcomes and much needed answers, which will help everyone to solve their sustainability issues. And this is what we believe at Prasiddhi Forest Foundation in that we want to make a difference. We want to support other people as well in achieving their sustainability goals.
Amazing, amazing. So, how can our listeners and viewers can connect with your foundation?
So there are numerous ways through which you can get associated with Prasiddhi Forest Foundation. The best way is that you can follow us on all our social media handles. That is on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Co. Our handle is at the rate Prasiddhi Forest. So on all these handles, we keep telling about different sustainability tips. I keep sharing like using metal water bottles and different sustainability tips which you can use. So I'm on a 365 days sustainability challenge.
Wow.
And the second better way is that you can uh, write to me on reach out at the rate prasiddhiforest.org. So there are different social internships and campaigns which we run in which you can get involved. And also if you want, if you have some land and want to plant trees, you can get associated with us, and we would love to support you. Prasiddhi Forest Foundation would definitely want to contribute in that. Then you can help us organize different fundraising events, other different sustainable challenges. And there is one more thing. Recently, we took the initiative of GSDC, which is Global Sustainable Development Council, where in different places locally you can create your own community of like-minded people who want to do something for sustainability and for the environment, and you can create your own local chapter under Prasiddhi Forest Foundation, and
Wow.
we will help you out in creating that.
For sure, for sure. So, how was this podcast overall for you?
It was wonderful, and I was very happy to connect with you. And the best part was that it was quite systematic overall, and then we were all able to connect. So yeah, hopefully it was a wonderful podcast.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, please.
Oh, the best part was that through this podcast, I'll be able to spread awareness to students, other people, and tell them about it. Because whenever I give any session or connect with people, my main motive is to spread awareness and tell people about it so that they can start taking their own sustainable initiatives. So,
Sure.
thank you for inviting me on this platform.
Thank you so much, and I'm sure people will get inspired and they will do a lot more in terms of their sustainable life, and they'll reach out and hope Prasiddhi Forest Foundation also makes impact on more than million people.
Definitely.
So thank you so much for joining on this podcast, and thank you so much for spreading awareness.
Welcome.